We're here today to support something that to me is fundamental and basic about our country. It's about equality and fairness for every worker in this country. And I think it's very important for us to understand that some of the hardest workers in the world are people who pick our fruits and vegetables that too many of us take for granted every single day. So once again, I'd like you to applaud all of our farm workers who are here and their families. I've been very fortunate for over 16 years now to be an elected official at the state level, at the city council level, and I'm very, very proud to say that now I'm a U.S. congressman as of January of this year. But more importantly, something that I'm much more proud of is the fact that the work ethic that I received, the knowledge that I have about what it is to work hard and fight hard actually comes from my parents who came here from Temastian, Jalisco, Mexico in the 1940s and worked in the field. Speaking of tremendous work ethic, Zoe Lofgren, our Congresswoman from California, is here as well. Thank you so much. It's important for us to understand that in every legislation, there's negotiations. In every legislation, there's an opportunity for us to get together and hopefully compromise in an honest way that also keeps our values. And I think the values that we have in the negotiations that are going on right now in comprehensive immigration reform is the fact that farm workers need to have a structure and be respected and being paid an honest wage. And it's important for us to understand that the growers have been negotiating with the UFW and many other organizations, but it's important for us to understand that we need to hold strong and we need to make sure that people understand whether they're a grower, whether they're an American citizen, whether they're an undocumented immigrant, the bottom line is we are equals and we need to treat everybody with respect and people need to earn an honest wage. That's important for everybody. And farm workers should not be an exception.
That's right.
I don't know anybody who works harder than someone who works in our fields, over 100-degree weather. Those individuals need protections. Those individuals need to be respected. It's important for us to make sure that we have proper regulations and that those regulations are inspected and respected for every single worker out there. It's important for us to also understand that around the world there are children who work in the fields. And the United States of America is not an exception. Over 400,000 people under the age of 18 are working in the fields every year in the United States. Again, we need to have the proper protections, not only of the parents, but of the children and the families of the people who put food on our tables, the people who allow us to take for granted the fresh fruits and vegetables that sustain us every single day. And with that, I'd like to introduce my co-sponsor of this event, Congressman Mike Honda, who spent his share of time in the fields, who understands exactly what it's like to be a hard worker, just like many of you. Congressman Honda.
Quisiera saber que están en su casa. As my colleague said, I was a sharecropper child, so we know what the basket de fresas is, right? And the short handle hoe and all the things that the farm worker union has been fighting for better conditions and everything else like that. So we understand, but we don't understand totally the daily work that you have to do. People here say to me sometimes, Mike, is it hard working in Congress? I said, no. Hard work is out in the fields. That's hard work.
Yes.
So I just want to let you know that we all here really appreciate it, and we know that 95% of farm workers in California are immigrants. And also we know that that's going to be important to understand. And that comprehensive immigration reform must provide a pathway to citizenship for the farm workforce and protect the rights of those workers, and including the freedom to organize, improve wages and working conditions. So estamos juntos con esos. Okay, and we want to let you know that share the vision that you have. We share the vision of Cesar Chavez. We share the vision that Artie Rodriguez continues to have. So we know that what it is out there is what we have to accomplish. So we can say, si se puede, I say, ya da tiempo. It's about time, you know. So let's bring real quickly a person who represents Santa Maria. There's a lot of work out there and a lot of people out there, and she loves them, she supports them. Lois Katz.
Our leader, someone who holds us together, someone who's constantly reminding us of how important our responsibilities are here, and someone who works harder than anyone in Congress, our Congresswoman, our leader, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah.
A congressional moment to welcome all of you here, to thank my Conda and Tony Cardenas for the invitation to be here, Javier Becerra, the chair of our caucus, for his tremendous leadership on this subject. Luis Gutierrez, I tell him, don't come and run against me in my district. He's more popular than anybody because of what he is doing. So values-based. What an honor to welcome each and every one of you here. What an honor to welcome Arturo Rodriguez, our leader, in so many ways. Because this is an immigration issue, but it's also a fairness issue about the exploitation of workers or valuing their work. Now, when Luis got up, he talked about where he visited across the country. When I came in, I hugged the flag here, the farmworker flag. And I did so, and it brought back memories to me of in 1976. Who was born then? Not many of you, not even this gentleman with the 49er cap. Go Niners! Go Niners! It was 1976. Jerry Brown was being nominated. He was the governor of the state then and now. He was being nominated, my colleagues, for President of the United States. And the person who was placing his name in nomination was Cesar Chavez. Is that it? And so, Cesar was introduced. We all pulled out our flags and we're walking around the hall of the Congress with our United Farm Worker flag, our UFW flags. And people came up to me from the California delegation and they said, "You're going to get in trouble for carrying that flag." I said, "Is it against the rules to have flags?" They said, "No, but some people in California would not like the fact that you have it." Well, that just encouraged us more. We held them up higher. In 1976, that we would be here in the Capitol all these years later, fighting some of the same fights. Certainly progress has been made thanks to the United Farm Workers. Certainly progress has been made and more needs to be done, and I'm confident in the leadership of Arturo, whom I love, Artie. But your being here is so very, very important. You're like the cavalry who's come to take the hill, Capitol Hill, to make sure people understand that when we say comprehensive immigration reform, we're also talking about valuing the work of the people in our country and people who come here. So thank you. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for what you're doing. It will be transformative for America. And while we all care about immigration and we all care about that American dream that, what do you got? Our colleague talked about earlier, that about making the future better for future generations. That is the American way. And what you are doing, what these families have done, look at Raul Luis, a remarkable story. Farm worker family, 3 Harvard degrees. How about that? How about that? I just want to say, thank you, because for what you are doing for workers, for newcomers to America, you are making America more American. Yes, we can. Si se pueda. Thank you, Artie.